Thanks for joining David and I for our educational video. Since we just had a recent budget update, I thought it'd be timely for us to maybe just touch on the main themes. David, what are the main themes of this most recent federal budget?
Yeah, overall, the theme I would say for the budget 2022 was affordability. Amidst the current backdrop of decades high inflation and the fact that the government's acknowledging that it's a little challenging for most Canadians to afford certain things right now. Affordability was definitely top of mind. The word affordable was mentioned over 100 times in the budget, Harry, so clearly that was the main theme. There were several new initiatives related to housing affordability, dental care affordability. So those are some of the main things that came out of this budget. What are some of the new initiatives that were mentioned in the budget, Harry?
Yeah, one of the new initiatives was a first home savings account. That's actually a good thing. So what does that mean? The government is giving each individual a $40,000 potential investment to help save for their first home. And how does it work? Obviously, there's a maximum of $40,000 that you can contribute. In any one given year, you can put only a maximum of $8,000. So if we do the math, that means to max out, you're going to need 5 years to get all the money in. The real benefit of this is that you get a deduction for putting the money in, and when you take the money out to buy your first home, it's tax-free. So it's almost like the benefit of an RSP and a tax-free savings account all in one. So this is real good news for a lot of people trying to get into their first homes. The other thing is that they're doubling the first-time home buyers tax credit. Now this sounds like an awful lot, so it's a $5,000, but it turns into credits, which really only gave you $750 that you could deduct. So now it's going from $750 to $1,500 as a tax deduction for your first time buying. They've also done a couple of things that are trying to slow down some of the growth. So they've put in a house flipping rule so that if you buy a home that you have to hold on to it for at least 12 months. If you sell it before 12 months is up, then all the gain is going to go in as income. So again, this is trying to help slow down people that are buying and trying to flip properties quickly. They've also put a ban on foreigners buying homes. Now there are a couple of caveats to that, but in the underclose we'll have a more detailed written version that you can read a little bit up. But the essence of it is foreigners are, for the next 2 years, are not going to be able to buy homes, but there are a few caveats with that. David, what else have they added?
Yeah, the other thing that they're obviously targeting is helping families make life a little bit more affordable. So one of the things that they've added this year or proposed for next year is the dental care affordability. So basically they've promised $5.3 billion over 5 years and then $1.7 billion each year thereafter for a national dental care program. So again, details in the budget are a little scant. Like we'll figure out more as these get actual approval and they become passed into law, and we'll know exactly how these are going to work. But basically the Dental Care Affordability Act is going to be targeting to help families with incomes of less than $90,000 per year afford dental care.
And David, how is the government planning to increase revenues to support this spending?
Yeah, so obviously they need to raise tax revenues a little bit to help pay for some of these programs like the dental care affordability and some of the other things, the other programs that are in the budget. So how they're going to do that is increase taxes on two institutions, banks and life insurance companies. So they're basically going to add a little bit of extra surtaxes on some of the country's biggest financial institutions. So they're increasing the rate that banks and life insurance companies pay from 15 to 16.5% on profits over $100 million. And then also they're charging a one-time special Canada Recovery Dividend, which is a 15% surtax on profits over $1 billion in the 2021 tax year. So they're basically just making those institutions pay a little bit more to help pay for some of the pandemic spending that happened in years past, and also some of the new spending that they're going to be doing over the next few years. The overall impression of the budget, Harry, what did you think about the budget?
Well, I mean, to be honest, it was a little lackluster. There wasn't a lot in there. I mean, I did really like the dental care. I think that's for families that are struggling. Definitely will help save them some money. I really thought the first time home buyers savings of $40,000 was really a good thing. But overall, there really wasn't a lot of meat on this bone. They definitely spent a lot less money than we thought they were going to do. Some of the bigger tech items that a lot of us were worried about, maybe going after the capital gains exemption, changing it from 50 to 75%, maybe adding some type of estate tax, somehow trying to find ways to go after the principal residents. Those were all left off of this budget, so sometimes less ends up being a little bit more, and that's the way I took this budget is there was a lot more tax that I was concerned that might be on this budget that wasn't. So to me, overall, it's a good news budget.
Yeah, and so for the average person, there's probably not a whole lot of changes for your personal financial plan that we need to worry as a result of this budget, but certainly the main group that we would see that we may need to do a little bit of planning with heading into next year is the folks who are looking to get into their first home. Obviously, with the first home savings account, you'll want to review what your saving strategy is for coming up for your down payment towards the end of this year and early next year, once they do actually approve this new account and once we have all the relevant details of how it's going to work.
Yeah. As always, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to give David or myself a call. In the underlying written version, there's a lot more detail, and it touches on more of the items. We just touched on some of the more important ones. But if you have any questions with anything, don't hesitate to give David and I a call.
Take care.
Bye-bye.